Hello, everyone. I hope this week is starting off really good for you. So, listen, last time we were together, we talked about soft dating and how older women, or just women in general, but specifically older women, are letting relationships happen more organically. They are not sticking to rigid timelines and definitive wants and desires. They're just, letting it happen organically. You might meet someone that doesn't fit anything that you say you want in a man, but turns out to be the best person for you at that time. So listen, I'm always reading something. So this conversation with Chris is more about, do you fit into this pattern? So I was reading up, as I'm always doing, on relationships because I really want to know, what people are thinking, how they're feeling, because I have my own opinions, of course, and sometimes I share them, sometimes I don't. And today's going to be a combination of my opinion and what the statistics are saying about um, more mature people, people over 40, 50, 60, what have you. Because remember, as I always say, 40 plus a little is middle age because the average life expectancy for a woman is early 80s. So there you go. 40 is middle age. I don't care how you cut it. But you know what? We don't live within that spectrum. We live within how we feel, who we are, and what we can do at the age we are at. And that's how we should live. So keep that in mind. So listen to this. And this it says in 2025. It says in 2025, older women are embracing transformative approach to relationships characterized by empowerment, intentionality, and authenticity, drawing from life experience and self awareness. Remember what I said, love yourself first, because once you know who you are, the rest of it either it's going to fall in line or it's going to get out of line. One of the two, unless you make big compromises, which some people do. Anyway, drawing from life experiences and self awareness, they are redefining love on their own terms. And that's how it should be. Be intentional, redefining love on your own terms. Organic, let it just flow. Be the leader. You can be a leader in a relationship. I see nothing wrong with that. But now I will tell you, and this is when you're older, unless you are both older and you're both working still, then, maybe the man can take more of a leadership role. But if you are both retired, just enjoying life, honey, there is nothing wrong with you being a leader. I will say it again. If you are retired, both of you, are you enjoying life? You can be the leader. But if you're both still working, whatnot, yeah, he can be the leader. Let him be the leader. You know what I'm saying? Because as a woman, if he's not doing something right, you're gonna let him know anyway. So he could be the leader. But anyway, so that's what it says. And we're talking about 2025. So these kinds of notions can of course move into 2026, 2027. Things change, things stay the same. Two things can be happening at the same time. Two different things can happen at the same time. We can think one thing, we can think another thing. We can do two different things at the same time. That's how life is. So, but remember, what I always say is know yourself, love yourself, be true to yourself. If you step outside of the boundaries of who you are, that's okay. But as long as you recognize that you're stepping outside of the boundaries of who you are and you're embracing it for that time that you're doing it, not that you're doing it to be, for it to be like that permanently. No, that's how it is for now. But, it'll go back. It'll go back to what is its main state, so to speak, eventually. So listen to this. Since we were talking about empowered dating, they also say statistics and these people that, do these surveys and ask these questions and whatever. It says older women are approaching dating with clear intentions, seeking relationships that align with their values and life goals, as it should be, as it should be. When you are approaching a relationship, especially if you've been married, you've been divorced, you're a widow, even, if you've been single all your life, you can approach a relationship as you're older because you've got so many life experiences. So you're more intentional about what you want, what you'll do, how you'll handle things. And those are the upfront conversations that you should have with whomever the male counterpart is. So it says that seeking clear relationships that align with your values and goals. This shift emphasizes emotional intelligence, open communication, and mutual respect. It should. It's so easy. Open communications, mutual respect. The one thing that no, not me, but we all know is that communication is key. If you're not communicating openly with your partner, being honest, there is nothing like being able to tell someone your true, deepest feelings and thoughts without being judged, knowing you're not going to be judged, knowing that the person is going to listen to what you have to say, may not have a response, but will take in and be mindful of those things as you move forward in the relationship. And that's what emotional intelligence is all about. That's what emotional intelligence is all about. Being aware, taking into account, being respectful of that other person, and knowing those things as you move forward. When little things happen, you know how to react, how to relate. You're not going or flying off like a handle. You're not doing this, that, and the other, where you're making the other person feel less than, or you are emasculating him and he's dehumanizing you. No, you're able to sit, talk, look each other in the eye with love and respect and caring, and have those conversations. You can. And it goes on to say that the rise of female-led relationships reflects this trend, with women confidently setting boundaries and leading with clarity. We talked about this before, ladies. And this is all ladies. You have got to have boundaries. If you don't set boundaries, how will the other person know where their limits are? If you don't set boundaries and they step over those boundaries, you can't get upset. You can't, because you didn't tell them that that was the line and they've crossed the line. You have got to and you know what? Let's back it up. You have to share that. You have to share boundaries. You want to know what his boundaries are, and he needs to know what your boundaries are. Because if for no other reason, you might not be compatible in that way. Why get upset over something if, in fact, you knew about it up front? You could easily say, well, that's not going to work for me. Because you know what? If it's not going to work for you, don't get involved in it. Don't let yourself go there. Why? Tell me why. Don't do it. Not worth it. Don't do it. Set boundaries, know what the boundaries are, know his boundaries, let him know your boundaries so that you can have good communication, open awareness of each other as you move forward in your relationship. And ladies, it says that women are confidently setting boundaries and leading with clarity. Even when you do that, don't forget the feminine part. Don't forget the soft part. Don't forget the sweet part. Don't forget the caring part. Women by nature are nurturers, and that never really goes away. So don't be rigid. Bring back the femininity, bring back the softness. You can do that and still lead, guide, and direct. You really can. You just have to know how to. And the knowing is the doing. Because when you do something one way, they react another way. Don't do it again. Don't do it again. Pay attention. Emotional intelligence. Pay attention. So listen, I'm liking this 2025 woman. I really am. Because I I see nothing wrong with a confident woman. And a man should love a confident woman as long as she's respectful, as long as if you're, like I said, in that position, she's following your lead because she has confidence in your ability to make the right decisions for the relationship. Listen, falling in love should be a beautiful thing. And remaining in love can be easy as long as you are both into each other, understanding each other, and knowing the boundaries. We all have boundaries. You just have to you have to just make them known. Make your boundaries known. Hey, listen, guys, don't forget, please, if you like anything that you've heard here today, please give me a like. You know what? And if I'm going to be here on a regular basis from now on. So you're going to get some great content and we may change it up a little bit. Who knows? We can talk about anything that we want to talk about as long as we stay in the boundaries and guidelines of YouTube. So listen, if you like what you hear and you want to hear more, shout me out, share me, do it all. But remember those boundaries. Don't forget to share your boundaries in the initial stages of the relationship when you know that it's going to be more than just a relationship. It's going to be a long-term togetherness. When you know that, be clear, be concise, and you can be a leader. Yes, you can be a leader in a relationship. Don't let anyone, but never emasculate a man, which you don't want to do in being a leader. Don't emasculate a man because we want our men to be strong, to stand up with their head held high, be confident, and be okay with a woman making some decisions sometimes. Women make good decisions. They are not always emotional creatures, so don't get it twisted. We are not. And there are some women that, they're CEOs, they're top executives. They're running for president of the United States. They're vice president. Okay. They are strong women who can lead. So it's okay to be a leader in a relationship as long as you don't lose the respect, keep the femininity, and share the boundaries. So, hey, if you like what you've heard, give me a like, give me a share, leave me a comment. If you don't like it, leave me a comment. I love to hear what you have to say. But either way, like Tabitha Brown said, if you're not having a good day, don't go messing somebody else's day up. But you know what? I know you're going to have not a good day, you're going to have a great day. So have a great day and have a fantastic week. See you next time.